Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you a flip through of July in this really chunky Hobonichi Cousin. Okay, you guys, I can't believe I've fit 7 months in here, and I really can't believe I'm gonna fit another 5 in it. The cover no longer stays flat, but I'm about to take this guy with me to Europe and add some travel adventures in it. So I'm really excited to share with you guys how the month of July went. So my trackers here at the beginning aren't that exciting. These are just like my hobby trackers, and next year I don't know that I'm even going to do this anymore. I'm going to continue it for the rest of the year, but I'm not sure if I'll continue it next year. And then my monthly, I am probably going to continue this next year, where I've been doing a monthly calendar, which you can see some of these other ones, like it's a little image a day. And for July, I went a little bigger with some of the images, and I had a lot of fun filling it in. I put something that's a nod to something that happened that day. So like this day I did some cleaning. This day I got my hair done. I did some Pilates. I played pickleball. My daughter started a new job at Starbucks. I went to the eye doctor. And then here is me traveling. So I'm actually filming this before the month is actually over, which I never do this, but I wanted to share this video with you guys while I was away. And it's so close to the end of July. I'm actually leaving on the 30th, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to share with you all of July up through today, and then I will share those last few days when I do my August flip through. Okay, so moving to the weekly pages. These I think are the most, I guess, uniform for me, because I tend to follow the same format because these are really the most functional for me, I guess. I use these spreads as a way to track what happened for reference for my Project Life album. So I have here my highlights, which are just like big overall things or important things that happened that week. So when I'm working on Project Life, I can make sure to use those as kind of like guiding points. And then I have more details in all of these. I use the Coffee Monsterz Co stickers for a lot of it, and I tend to add some washi tape. Sometimes I'm adding some stickers. This is from Cocoa Daisy. I use a lot of those sometimes. And then I have been adding in some stickers or something down here to put what the kit is that I'm going to use for that spread in Project Life. And that can kind of help me while I'm living the week to kind of remember what that theme is. So this one, I use this neon pink washi, which is my new favorite washi. It's maybe too bright, but I really wanted like a neon color, and it's definitely neon, right? Okay, flipping to the dailies. So I started out July with my vision board as always, and that is definitely a practice I'm going to continue next year. I really love how these come out and giving me kind of like setting the mood for the new month. So you can see for July, I spent a lot of time at home. I wanted to focus on health and relaxation, enjoy my summer, and just spend a lot of time at home. I have this background image with like coffee and croissants, because just like I wanted that relaxing vibe. You can see a book here, very much needed this month. So I started out the month with some journaling. As usual, I tend to do my journaling in here. I add large words and some stickers. I add in some things cut out of magazines and some things printed off of Instagram. This spread I did using the Cocoa Daisy kits that I was working with at this point in time, which I believe are the September themed kits. I like being able to mix other kits and products in with my typical style, and then I've been adding in a lot more ephemera. I've been doing this where I'm putting my journaling in 2 columns, and this is kind of a newer thing I started, and I really like how it's working for me and for my flow. Here I put a large American flag that I cut out of a magazine because this was the 4th of July. I'm also started working my media into here rather than keeping a separate media journal. And I believe I shared that in probably my June flip through, I think, or maybe it was even May when I started doing that. And so here I added in a few of the movies that we watched in early July. And it was just a good way to fill in an empty page on a day that I didn't have time to journal. And I used the space to do the journaling that I wanted to do about this media rather than trying to keep my media journal separate and also back journal. And I added in something printed off the internet to fill it in. Here was another just long journaling day. And then I had some empty space down here, so I just added some ephemera that I printed from Ali Edwards. Again, a little bit more extra space here, so I added another thing printed out. I really am still loving using these. This is the Tombow Funasuki soft tip brush, and I really like it for this larger, bold writing. Adding in my media reflection for books, which I do add the movies like I showed you here. I had a couple of movies, but the books are really the ones that are most important to me. So some movies I don't actually get to, I won't include them, or I won't add that much, but for books, I definitely want to do a reflection for every single book that I read. This page, I got some new washi. So this was part of my adventures to get the hot pink washi. So I wanted hot pink washi. And where was that? There was a hot pink one here. This is the hot pink one that I eventually found. But first I bought this set of like rainbow ones because this pink looked like it was going to be bright. And I did keep them because even though it wasn't as bright as I wanted, I do like the other colors and I like having like some basics. So I did a swatch page here, but I did still go back and buy the hot pink one. Here was some more ephemera cut out, and I liked doing that and adding like the single columns next to these for a mix-up. Adding in some alphas from magazines, something I really, really like to do. And adding in just like some more highlighted text and printouts from my Instagram Reductress, one of my favorite Instagram accounts to follow. Super, super funny. Here, just more journaling, adding in sticky notes to kind of highlight some additional text. I know I did that back here as well. I really, really love when Brandy Kincaid does that. I feel like it doesn't look the same or as fun when I do it, but I feel like it's it gives me some more like tools in my toolbox in terms of laying out my spreads and gives a little more visual interest. Here's a sticker from Cocoa Daisy and some washi from Coffee Monsterz Co. This one I think is one of my favorite spreads in here for this month. I really liked just the color schemes on the spread and like bringing in the blue and the black and using like things cut from magazines with my text, with washi tape, all my favorite things. I didn't do that much journaling this day. I only journaled to there. So I actually put a rolling date stamp to say that this journaling was done on the 15th because I didn't journal. I didn't have space on the 15th because I did new washi swatches. So that way, like on the 15th, I was able to journal a bit more and do less on the 14th. Here I got some new markers. So of course I swatched those and my hot pink washi. This one again was really fun. I had my journaling here using these new markers. These are the Sharpie Creative markers. Let me just grab these. There, I have them in here. These guys, so fun. They're almost like a paint pen. They're super thick and bold, but you can use them on Tomoe River paper. Like you can see the storms there. It like does not bleed at all. So they're so much fun. I'm definitely adding into my rotation of things that I'm going to be using in here frequently. Here I was doing some planning about my lineup for 2025. Already thinking about that. It's the third quarter planner creep for sure. I take it back. This is my favorite spread. And this, I really love that one too, but this is my favorite page this month. I really like the pink. And I started doing like this, journaling like that. And see if that's the first place. Yeah, this is the first place that showed up, where I'm using the mild liners. And I got some new twin tone markers from Tombow. I actually already had a set, but I got more, so I have more colors now. So I was playing with those layered on top of mild liners, and I really like that to add some bold text. And then I really like the hot pink washi and mixing in with things cut out of magazines and some ephemera and washi tape. Adding in a review of another book that I read and a movie. Then you can see here I'm doing that same technique a bit more. This is, I think, my favorite place that I did it. A spread that I really love. I did the 100 best books of the 21st century and I'd only read one of them. So we did some reflections on that. That was something that everyone was sharing for a while, so I found that to be really fun. Added in my movie ticket here. And then here, just making some lists as I'm thinking and feeling while I'm journaling. Here, I just have a completely blank page. Maybe I would go back and fill this in if I wasn't quite so busy right now, or by the end of the month, I might even go back and fill it in. But now, as we're getting closer to the end of the month, you're gonna see some blank spaces because I tend to not fill my page every single day. I'm often working on multiple pages at once. Each morning I will go to my new page and start that, but I might go back and fill in some gaps, especially like fill in some of the media reflections. So that's why you're gonna see blank pages, but it's also fine if it stays blank. Here, another media review, and I realized I didn't stamp the date I finished that book, which was yesterday. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I didn't even leave space for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp it underneath my star ratings. There we go. And I just did that, my review of that book, which is the last book I finished, and of this movie that we saw. Here I didn't finish my journaling, totally fine. Maybe I would go back and add some in, but I probably won't. Here was the Olympics opening ceremony. I attempted to draw the rings. They were very wonky. Not so great at that. I probably should have traced something. Again, using this style that I really liked. Adding in some stickers. These are from Abby C's Patreon. So I can't remember what month, but it was a few months ago. Adding in more alphas from magazines. Really, really love that. And then this was yesterday. So I did a little bit of journaling in the morning and made kind of a list. I don't tend to do like to-do lists and stuff in here because this is really for my journaling and I have my everyday carry planner for that. But sometimes like just to get it out of my brain. So that's kind of what I did for that. And that is going to wrap up the month. I do still have a couple pages here for these last few days and I will share those as part of my August flip through. This one I think was super quick. I think that, it's just this month has been like crazy busy, but having that time each day to kind of sit down and add in here, even if it's not every day, but just whenever I have the time to, has really been such a lifesaver for me. I love this practice and I'm so happy that I have stuck with it. This is my second year of doing this and like I just love it so much doing this flip like this, but it is so thick, you guys. Let me know, like, do you have one of these? Are you keeping it? Is it getting chunky? Does that bother you? Because I feel like it makes it harder for me to write in here. And so I'm really considering getting the Avec system next year, which is the 2-book system. So it's exactly the same, but the full year is split into 2. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Should I get the Avec? Have you tried the Avec? What do you do? Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.